الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين আল্লাহ পাক রব্বুল আলামিনের অসংখ্য গুরুত্ব শুকরিয়া জ্ঞাপন করছি। আলহামদুলিল্লাহ হামদান কাসীরান তাইয়িবান মুবারাকান ফীহি আল্লাহুম্মা লাকাল হামদু কামা ইয়ানবাগী লিজালালি ওয়াজহিকা ওয়া আযীমি সুলতানিকা। বিশ্বের মহামারী করোনার মধ্যে আল্লাহ পাক রব্বুল আলামিন আপনাকে আমাকে যে হায়াত দরাজ করেছেন, আরেকটি বৎসর আমাদেরকে জীবনযাপনের তৌফিক দান করেছেন, আল্লাহ রাব্বুল আলামিনের শুকরিয়া জানাচ্ছি। সম্মানিত ব্রিটিশ আমেরিকান বাংলা টিভির দর্শকবৃন্দ, আজকে আমরা শেখ আব্দুর রহিম, যিনি লন্ডনের একজন পুলিশ অফিসার হিসাবে কর্মরত রয়েছেন, যিনি আরবি ক্যালেন্ডারের নতুন বৎসরের নতুন মাস, যেই মাসের গুরুত্ব অপরিসীম, সেই মাসের গুরুত্ব, মর্যাদা এবং শিক্ষা নিয়ে প্রথমে ইংলিশে বক্তব্য প্রদান করবেন। তার শেষের অংশে উনি বাংলা সারমর্ম হিসাবে সংক্ষেপে বাংলা বক্তব্য দেওয়ার চেষ্টা করবেন। উনি বাংলাভাষী নন, তারপরেও বাংলায় কথা বলার চেষ্টা করবেন। তাহলে চলুন আমরা কথা শুনছি শেখ আব্দুর রহিমের কাছ থেকে। সবাইকে ধন্যবাদ।
নাহমাদুহু ওয়া নুসাল্লি ওয়া নুসাল্লিম আলা রাসূলিহিল কারীম, আম্মা বাদ, ফাউযু বিল্লাহি মিনাশ শাইতানির রাজীম, বিসমিল্লাহির রহমানির রহিম। আলহামদুলিল্লাহি রাব্বিল আলামিন, আর রহমানির রহিম, মালিকি ইয়াউমিদ্দিন, ইয়্যাকা না'বুদু ওয়া ইয়্যাকা নাস্তাঈন, ইহদিনাস সিরাতাল মুস্তাকিম, সিরাতাল লাযীনা আন'আমতা আলাইহিম গায়রিল মাগদুবি আলাইহিম ওয়ালাদ-দাল্লিন। Ameen. We begin by the blessed name of Allah Azza wa Jal, who has created us, who is sustaining us, who has given us life and cherishing us, and who has given us the opportunity to know Him. And all salam and durood upon His greatest of beings, greatest of messengers, which is none other than His beloved Prophet Sayyidina Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, who has shown us the greatest path, who has shown us the path towards the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal and how to reach Him, who has shown us an example how to live and how to die and please Allah in this life and the hereafter. And all salam and durood be upon His blessed family, His companions, the pious, the righteous, and those who have passed, the pious and righteous, and those who are living. Just want to firstly thank Allah Azza wa Jal for giving us this opportunity. And really, this is a reminder for myself, and I am not any person, and not a sheikh or anything, not a scholar or even a learned person, but really whatever I have learned, inshallah, I have learned through some of the blessed teachings of our teachers and mashayikh. And this is really a reminder for my own self first, because as Prophet ﷺ has mentioned, that reminder is beneficial for the believer. Any reminder is beneficial for the believer because it brings a person back towards Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So firstly, this reminder is for myself, and then whoever it will benefit, inshallah, it is for you as well. Now, as we are going through this blessed month, and this is the month, and it's the first Islamic calendar of this month, this is the month of Muharram. And as Allah Azza wa Jal has mentioned, that our blessed month, and this is one of them, which is the month of Muharram. And Muharram has many lessons in life. Muharram there is, and in this month many incidents has happened. So like one of the incident is really the migration, the hijrah which took place. So there are at least 5 or so incidents in this month. One of them is the hijrah of Hazrat Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, when he left his family and was migrating to Palestine, which was going towards a path and towards Allah Azza wa Jal for his pleasure. And also this is also the migration of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where he migrated from the Makkah Sharif to Medina Sharif, and they migrated and left the Makkah and went to Medina Sharif in Hijrah. So this is also the Hijrah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And there are also many other Hijrah, and like Hazrat Umar radiallahu anhu, this is the month where they did Hijrah from dunya to akhirah, where they left this world and they traveled from this life, this temporal life, to the life of the hereafter of Barzakh. So this is also the month of Hazrat Umar radiallahu anhu, where they passed. Again, this is also a blessed month of Hazrat Imam Hussein radiallahu anhu and their blessed family. And their blessed families is that they also did the hijrah of this life, is they left this temporal life and they went to the hereafter as well in the Barzakh. So in Karbala, where they were martyred, they also left this life and they left this temporal life and went to the hereafter. So this is also many lessons in this month, and these are some of them. And as you may know, also the hijrah of Imam Musa alayhi salam, where they traveled in this life and with the Bani Israel. Now there are many lessons in there, and I will try to touch upon some of them inshallah. But just to go in a general sense, there are many lessons that Allah Azza wa Jal is trying to tell us in these blessed incidents, and each one of them has many wisdoms in there. So one of them, you can say, is that Allah Azza wa Jal wants us to also do the hijrah, also wants us to do the hijrah from dunya, of this life, of the pleasures and temporal, you can say pleasing, is that we should now do the hijrah of pleasing Allah Azza wa Jal, which is from dunya towards the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal, from sinful life to the pleasurable life which Allah Azza wa Jal prefers and which is pleasing to Him. So this is also Allah Azza wa Jal is indicating, and from the Mashayikhs and their teachings, is that we should also do the hijrah from sinful life to righteous life, to, you can say, life. There should be a change in our life. So hijrah means also a change that should take place in our life. Now another lesson in there is that, like you see, Muharram also means something as well. And the meaning of Muharram, you can say there are many meanings. Now one of them is to restart the journey, is to restart, is like, for example, is to restart and establish yourself. For example, you can say it's like a reset button. So the whole year is like a mobile phone. Many data has been used, many pictures have been taken, memory becomes full. And the advice to someone is that you should press the reset button and it will reset everything and your phone will become corrected again. Because so much memory, so much things inside the phone is like a reset button. So Muharram is like this as well, it's a reset button. So what does reset mean? Reset means Tawbah. Tawbah is the reset button that we should press. and to restart our journey. So this month is like the beginning of the Islamic calendar. So like in Islamic calendar, Muharram is the first month. And in Georgian time, people, when January comes, people are asking each other, what is your New Year resolution? And people are saying, oh, I'm going to, last year has been this, I've done this wrong, that wrong. Now I want to do a fresh start of the year. So they commit to, dieting, for example, if they did not have a healthy year of the past, or they, the timetable they try to change, or you can say the New Year's resolution is like a solution, really. It's in the name, it's a solution. So likewise, we should also be thinking that the first month, Muharram, also we should connect to as well. Not just in the Georgian calendar of January, but also Muharram as the Islamic calendar. We should also restart our journey towards the pleasure of Allah as well. So how do you restart your journey? Like you see on the mobile phone, to restart your journey, you can say sometimes the phone requires a 4-pin passcode. It requires. So what is the passcode? The passcode, you have to press 4 things in there, for example. So there is also 4 things in order to do tawbah as well, where your tawbah becomes accepted. And there are conditions for tawbah. So what are they? In order to do tawbah, number 1, your restart. How do you restart? It's like a U-turn towards Allah as well. So all year a person maybe haven't achieved what he wanted to achieve, and Muharram has come. Now the lesson there is now do tawbah and now begin a new year for you. Now begin a new year. New year has come. Now you should also start fresh as well. And how do you start fresh? Number 1, what is the condition, or what is the reset button, the 4-pin of the reset button? Number 1 is to have regret and become shameful of the sins, of the actions that person has done in the past year or so. Become regretful, number 1. Number 2 is immediately abandon from one, and you can say you should cut the means. So abandon sins. So is this phone making you commit sins? The internet? Is it the friends that you're hanging around with? Is it you can say, the people you're hanging around with? Are they making you commit sins? Is it the devices? Is it the company? Who is it that is making you, or you are doing, or you're most likely to commit sins by? Is it the internet? What is it that you fall in sins? So you should cut the means, leave these things and actually take the means. If it's, like I say, if it's internet, that person goes to bad sites, then he should cut this and limit it and put blockage in these websites. If it's friends that he hangs around with, then you should abandon these bad company as well. Company is not just friends, it could be devices. It could be, things that you use, things that, you're more prone towards sins. So abandon. 1 is regretting, number 1. Number 2 is you immediately abandon and cut the means. Number 3 is to make intention not to return. Sincere intention. Say, oh Allah, from today onwards, I'm not going to go back towards this sin again. Sincerely, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for help in this. And number 4 is that you fulfill the rights of whom you violated. For example, if it's violation against Allah and His Messenger, then you ask forgiveness from Allah. If it's violation towards the rights of people, you've hurt them physically, or you can say with words, then ask forgiveness from them as well. It is their rights. Because in the day of judgment, what will happen is that everyone will come and they will see in the day of judgment that mountains will be there. The mountains of good deeds will be there. They will see their deeds. And then after a while, people will then queue up. People will then queue up and they will say, this person, violated my rights. And on the day of judgment, only two currencies are available. Number one is that either you take their sins or you give their reward. So sins and rewards are the currency of the day of judgment. So if the person you violated, they can take your reward and give their sins to you as well. So two ways. So after a while, when there will be queues of people, then after that you will see that this mountain of good deeds have gone now. They're very, very small. So this is why it's most important that we restart the journey towards Allah Azza wa Jalla, especially this month of Muharram. So inshallah, 4 conditions inshallah that a person should do in this month of Muharram is, number 1 is that you become regretful and shameful for one's past, one's year that one has not accomplished in his life. Any sins, any bad deeds, one become regretful and shameful and present it to Allah Azza wa Jal. Number 2 is immediately abandon these sins and cut the means. Immediately abandon. Be it phone, be it internet, be it company of people, abandon these things. Be it drugs, be it whatever it is, gambling, abandon these things. The places that you go, places who you meet, abandon these things and cut the means. Number 3 is to make true intention that you will not go back towards this path. And number 4 is to fulfill the rights of Allah Azza wa Jal. And inshallah, if you fulfill through tawbah, ask forgiveness, then practice the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, because Prophet ﷺ has set you a target and a way. He's given you the best life to lead. All you have to do is follow. And in that 4 is fulfill that right as well. So the 4 things. So inshallah, may Allah Azza wa Jalla enable all of us to accomplish this and fulfill the rights of Muharram. And this, there's no chance, or there may be only one chance really. There's no guarantee we'll live another year of life, another year of this Islamic calendar. 1 year already gone very quick. And you can see every year, every day, every month, every minute, every second is going past very quickly. Before you was a baby, you went. Then you were a child, it went very quick. Then you remember you were in primary school, secondary school, you were studying, it went. Then a person is looking for a job, he's gone. Then he found a job, and then he found marriage. Then he had children, he's gone. Now you have children already. Then now you have children and they have their children as well. So this life will continue. The thing is, dunya will continue, but you may not be in dunya as long as you think. These walls will remain, this room will remain, but in a year or 2 I may not be here again. So this is how you should be thinking. How life 1 year has gone like this. Muharram has come. Now you should also go and present and go towards and return to Allah Azza wa Jalla and do the hijrah from sinful life towards good life. Leave and do the hijrah of dunya towards the hijrah of akhirah and the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jalla. So may Allah Azza wa Jalla enable all of us to achieve this pleasure of Allah and accomplish the hijrah towards the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Jazakallah khair.